Okay, I can go live. Hello my friends and welcome. My name is Dennis and as you probably know I'm the airline pilot. Welcome on the live stream. Sorry I'm late for 1 minute, but anyways I hope there are many of you right now with me on the stream. Today I'm going to speak about the pilot job perspectives in 2022 because this year is coming to its logical end. It was a better year compared to 2020. And for me, for this channel, it was superb. So I gained so many subscribers, even though most of subscribers came from just one video. It was the flight with the cadet pilot on the right, with instructor on the left, and me sitting on the back. So from that single video came more than 200,000 subscribers, and that video gained 81 million views so far. So it's the most watched cockpit video there on YouTube, and I think it will stay for many years like that. Hopefully, but it's this short video, so not many people who subscribe from the shorts are watching my regular videos, are watching my streams. So I highly appreciate you, my friends. Join me today on this live stream. Today we're gonna speak with you more than 2 hours or I think like that, even though I forgot to have water and I probably would call my wife to bring it to me. Anyway, nice to meet you here, and let's go to your comments first, and later on we'll speak about the pilot job perspectives in 2022. Are you Ukraine? Yeah, I'm from Ukrainian. I'm gonna answer a few of your questions and we'll start. Glad to see you again. Yeah, me too. Yes, I'm from India. Yeah, many people actually watching me from India. It's nice, I think. Hey Captain, watching from South Africa. Greetings to SA. Can you answer my question, please? What was your question? How is Emirates cadet pilot program? So, yeah, let's get to the topic. There are few job opportunities in 2022 all around the world. Emirates, actually, it's the main airline that I would probably, if I wouldn't have my job currently, I would compete for that one. So I would like to join that career, and they're planning to hire more than 600 pilots by March. So it's quite a huge number, and yeah, nice opportunities for pilots. It's an exception from the cadet pilot program. So cadet pilot program in the Emirates is totally different thing. So they start from the very beginning, from the 0 hours. And recently, just yesterday, I watched the latest video from the Sam Chui, probably you know this aviation related vlogger or YouTuber, and filmed about the cadet program. I was surprised because few years ago that cadet program was only for UAE nationals, and what I saw, actually I'm almost sure there were not only UAE nationals. So I saw a couple of the Indian guys there, so probably it's a good choice, but of course you need to pay. The government sponsorship goes only for UAE citizens, I'm sure about it, but you can invest if you have the money, you may invest there to become an Emirates pilot. But after all, if you graduated from this academy, you still need to pass the assessment, the recruitment assessment to join the Emirates. So if you join the cadet program, it doesn't mean that they will automatically hire you, that they will automatically give you the job, but you have some kind of priority. Have you flown to London Heathrow? Not yet, Jason, thanks for your question. We had flights, I probably still have those, to Gatwick and Heathrow Airport, but I was I was lucky enough to get only Gatwick flights this year. So one day we fly to Gatwick, the other day to Heathrow. Probably it's like that. I'm not sure about it. I'm not interested into this issue or topic. And I really like Gatwick Airport right now because it's very complex. It used to be the busiest airport in the world that operates the single runway. There are two runways, but at one time they operate just one runway. So it was the busiest one in the world to operate for a single runway. And the time between the landing traffic and departure traffic was a little bit more than 30 seconds. So imagine like that. And now, then you fly to Gatwick, they tell you, okay, you're clear direct final, no one will bother you. Almost no traffic. By the time I was flying there was 2 months ago, I saw just one EasyJet taxiing on the apron. That's it. There are many planes still grounded, but Heathrow is busy, and all the traffic goes to Heathrow right now, mostly. I want to become an Air France pilot. Yeah, go for it. Nice airline. Probably you need to know French, and of course you need to be European citizen, European Union citizen. What do you think about Qatar Airways bringing back their A380s? That's the great news, Mahir. Thanks for the question. Oh, it's fantastic news. Actually, I haven't imagined that they will bring those back. I thought they will just scrap those airplanes. They have 10 of those, and now they're bringing back. It's a good sign for recovery, because A380 is not very efficient airplane, as you may see. It has 4 engines, and the demand doesn't require the airplanes right now. Right now, Airbus A350s and Boeing 787s, they're taking the place in aviation market. As you saw, maybe yesterday it was the last flight from Toulouse of Airbus A380, so last delivered airplane to Emirates. So totally 251 of those were produced. It's actually, I wouldn't say it's the failure, but it's not as good game as was played with, for example, Boeing 747. Then more than 1,500 of those were produced through entire history. So quite popular plane compared to Airbus 380. Have you ever been in Tallinn? Not yet, just on a flight simulator. Once I've flown to Tallinn, from Helsinki to Tallinn on a flight simulator, was just exercise, line-oriented flight training. By the way, my friends, speaking about the flight simulators, I discovered that we have the real cockpit flight simulator here in Kyiv, and I'm planning to film the video there. Actually, there will be a series of the videos, so we're gonna try to film the full flight. It's gonna be the flight from Kyiv to Chisinau, Moldova, and quite a short flight. So we're gonna film that, and we're gonna film some of the, I would say, failures, like engine failure, dual engine failure, stabilizer, runway, something like that. And for that, of course, I need investment. I need your participation if you want. So I have here in the link, you may check the description for donation alerts, and if you participate, if you will help me to pay for the flight simulator, I'll go there anyways, but in that way you can just lower my costs, you know what I mean? Because now we don't fly this much. I've flown just 3 times, and it will stay like that. So crisis still ongoing. I have limited investment to my channel. If you want to see my channel grow up and expand, new content, flight simulator content, please participate. And here I'll do the test for you, how it would look like. Yeah, if you would participate, so you'll have your message shown on the screen. I will see your question, I will respond to that, and by donating you will support my channel, of course. Let's go to the questions again, and little by little we are going to the topic of what is going to be for the pilot job market in 2022. So I'm answering little by little on that questions. Does Emirates require citizenship? No. I applied to Emirates back in 2016 and they do not require this stuff. However, you probably wouldn't able to apply there if you are Israeli citizen or something like that. They have some limits for the few countries. Ukraine is not part of those, and I was happy actually to pass the interview, but it's a long story. Probably I should film one more video about it. Now I'm employed in Ukraine International Airlines, not Emirates. Probably I'll be employed there, but I'm not willing to change my airline. So as I tell to everybody, I really like to stay at home, to fly from home, and just like it. If something would go wrong with my airline or with my job here, Emirates would be the first airline, probably Qatar and Emirates, that I would apply for. Good afternoon from Cyprus, Dennis. Nice to hear your opinion and thoughts, regardless if I'm not filled the travel industry. Yeah, Miss Connie, thanks for your support on. I read your comments. You're commenting under all of my videos, I think, and thanks for your support on Patreon, and that really helps to grow up my channel. Thank you so much, Miss Connie. Nice to chat with you. What airline are you flying for? I fly for Ukraine International Airlines. It's the biggest, so far, biggest airline in Ukraine. We have mostly 737s in our fleet, also Embraers 190s, Embraers 195s, Boeing 777s. They are not flying right now. They are grounded because of the crisis. We also have a few of this Boeing 767s, but they are grounded. So mainly we use middle range, single aisle fleet right now. I want to be a pilot, but now I work at company and my company have to go abroad, so I don't have time to study for entering the pilot college. I won't listen. Your opinion have to require. I have to quit job. Well, it depends on what you want, my friend. If you don't have time, if it's really your goal, I cannot tell you to resign your job, you know. Probably you need to figure out the time management and find some time to prepare for, but to prepare for the college, yeah? Is it hard actually to pass it? I don't really know, because here in Ukraine it's not very hard, so you don't really need to be prepared. All the knowledge that you'll obtain throughout the studying in a college, in a university, it's not really hard to pass the exams. There in your college, I don't know whether it's very hard or not. Will pilots get replaced by artificial intelligence? Very nice question from Abraham Richard. Or Abraham, sorry. It's your first name probably. Kind of interesting question, my friend. It will not be replaced. The pilot job will not be replaced by artificial intelligence in there by 80 or 100 years. And let me tell you why. Because now their intelligence is not really developed. This artificial intelligence, these computers, they are not really developed. We still have many bugs. Then I fly the Boeing 737. Well, it's really robust made airplanes. 737 is really robust, and it's made in 1967, so it's quite old airplanes designed there in 1967. It's made now, it's still in production line, but it's kind of old style airplane. And there are not many fellas, but still there could be some fellas to computers, as we know with Boeing 737 MAX. So the artificial intelligence will do the same as pilots did, so nothing really to do there. The airplanes would crash anyway. Artificial intelligence will not cope with that on that airplane. But on modern type of airplanes, for For example, Boeing, Airbus A350, there are many computers installed, and still there are some bugs with those computers. They may tell you, yes, it's the best airplane, nice airplane, but believe me, there are some bugs there. As always, I remember flying ATR, which is more modern compared to Boeing 737. ATR, even ATR 72-500 is more modern, and then it was cold here in Ukraine. It was wet weather, high humidity, it was cold. Then it came to the airplane, half of your cockpit, half of your instruments were not working fine, and what you need to do, just to heat up the airplane, you just call for the special heater, you heat up the instruments, and then you shut down the airplane, you switch it on again, and it will continue to work. So imagine the level of those computers and the level of automation. So there are many reasons. Computers are not ideal. The artificial intelligence cannot make decisions. So far, we are now, some of the companies, they are still developing artificial intelligence, and you cannot, one thing that you can place the pilot on the ground, but I think, and the industry thinks that if you fly with the passengers, you need to share the destiny. So pilots should be on board, because if you are on the ground, you may just act according to the book. But if you are on the airplane, you will do everything to save your life, and sometimes they're required to act against the rules. I hope I answered your question. So the hardware and software we have is not ideal for that, and will not be ideal for many long time. So no worries, if you want to become a pilot, you will. You will still have lots of jobs available soon. Hi Captain, can you give a tutorial of what procedures should a passenger take to land in an emergency? Yeah, we're gonna probably film like that as well on a flight simulator, so yeah, why not? Just support me with that, and maybe you're gonna fly more hours on flight simulator just to film more videos, because now I have just funds to fly a couple of hours. If we'll raise more funds, we'll fly more and film more content. Then is the memory, there mandatory vaccination at UAE? Currently, it's illegal according to our law. So if they'll tell you you cannot take the vaccine and we're gonna fire you, you'll lose your job, it's against the constitutional rules. So any kind of employee may go to court and fight for personal rights. But there are some local requirements, so you cannot actually go to the airport without being vaccinated. It's the local rules. You can also go to the court. I want to go to the airport, it's the rule violation, but it will take you lots of time, you know. So for now, I didn't see any other way just to be vaccinated. So I decided to get my job in how do you call it? Jabs, yeah, shots. I decided to take my shots in August this year. And yeah, I took the very kind of light vaccine. It's not Pfizer, it's not Moderna. It's the China-made CoronaVac. So it's really like old-style vaccine made from the virus itself, out of the virus itself. So it's very hadn't had any, you know, bad symptoms after I've been vaccinated. So everything went well for me. I heard that many stories that people had some kind of fever after Pfizer and Moderna. Your flying school name, my flying school name is National Aviation University. After that, I went to Kirovograd State Flight Academy in Ukraine. So all the government's facilities. Did you have an emergency landing? No. The aviation is a very reliable place to fly, so you may not have emergencies throughout your career. How to become a pilot for free? Muhammad Umar. You can you can search for cadet programs or government support programs. No other way. how you will get it. Which is the toughest aircraft for pilot to fly? Love from India. For me, the toughest one is Boeing 737. Has many systems, many switches, and lots of things to do in the cockpit. Lots of procedures. If we will speak about ATR, it's more simple. It has the Airbus philosophy. Don't touch anything and it will fly. Do you have to have 1,500 hours of flight before being a pilot? Not in my country. However, in United States, you cannot join the airline carrier if you are lower than 1,500 hours. Do you miss flying turboprop? Yep, sometimes I do. I went to the cockpit of ATR. I wasn't able to film it, but I went inside, was my fellow flying another airline here in Ukraine, and I saw this cockpit. It's fantastic, my friends. ATR 600 is nice. It's state-of-the-art airplane, modern airplane. Dennis, would you like to land in Antarctica? Yeah, why not? Good thing to fly there. I haven't tried, but I saw some of the videos. Did you try the Boeing 737 MAX on the same Mars? No, I haven't. Hey Captain, will you try online flight simulator? Probably in the future. Do you know something about Wizz Air Pilot Academy? I know that actually I will fly the flight simulator with my mate, and his name is Robert. He applied there, and I'll ask him, okay? I'll tell you in a stream. Just ask this question again. If I'll see it, I'll answer you. So I don't know many of the stuff. As far as I know, you need to pay for the training. Dennis, how much did you like my videos I did it for you? Do you mean this with the song? Yeah, I like it, Sam. I like it a lot. Yeah, as I told you, it's fantastic. Thanks. However, you use the song that I cannot upload it on YouTube or any other kind of platform other than the Telegram because of the copyrights. So, but the music is really fantastic. Even though the singer had the sad destiny, you know, he just suicide. No, sorry, I speak a lot. I need to call my wife to bring me some water. Sorry, I forgot to take the water with me. That's why my throat may have some pain. Okay, she'll come in a few minutes. Dennis, what is the challenge for you? My main challenge is my YouTube channel. I try to find with the YouTube algorithms, I still have low views compared to the subscribers that I have. That's because of the short videos, and it's the feel for competition. Now I need to compete with other aviation YouTubers, and I see that my content is not really nice. That is probably I have one more channel that will help me to grow up my audience. It's called Denis Davidov. Actually, it's my name. Before it was Road Home, and basically it was my motorcycle channel. But now I decided to make it my live channel. But here it's on my main channel. Of course, I'll publish many more videos, and yeah, for now it's the big challenge for me, the YouTube. Yeah, I already crushed my voice. About my job, I don't have any kind of challenges. I just want to fly and be happy with it. Now I don't have lots of flights, around three flights per month. Just imagine, 3 flights per month. So it's not challenging at all. So I don't see me personally growing in my professional career because I'm really stuck with what I like. I'm not willing to change my position as a captain. I'm not willing to change my airline. So I'm just enjoying the process. And what my airline does, it supports me with my YouTube. So YouTube is takes more time for me than my current job. Hi. Now I have the water. What's the secret behind your beauty? I'm not beauty. I am fat. I have obesity. I need to fight with it, but I'm sitting all the day with the computer here, and yeah, today probably take a walk for a couple of hours. I really like hiking. Hi Dennis sir, I'm in 12th grade. Please give us blessing and we get good results. Love from India. Yeah, Samuel, Halan. Go for your exams to get good results and follow your dream, my friends, whatever it is. Hi Dennis, I'm okay. This is the same comment. Is necessary to do the type rating before applying for the job? Not necessary. Depends. For some of airlines it's necessary, for some it's not. How much your salary? I cannot tell. It's the classified information. According to my contract, I'm unable to tell you, but now it's lower than before, pre-COVID times. For a few times lower. So what helps me, my friends, is Patreon support from subscribers, and basically YouTube actually helps me to pay for my bills, and also I invest some of the YouTube money that I have for YouTube itself. Best greetings from Armenia. Yeah, greetings. Hello, I'm from Mauritius. Which flight skill is more suitable for me in Europe? Since the license is the most powerful. And by the way, your channel is awesome. Thank you, Mauritanian. The Mauritanian's nickname. For me, I'm not expert in those flight skills. What I know is the Baltic Aviation Academy in Vilnius is quite a big one and has lots of facilities, flight simulators. So I really like that because we have the flight simulators training there for my airline, and really like the facility they have. I don't know how much they cost, but basically to work in EU you need to have the European license and sometimes passport. So if you have the EU license, you can fly mostly everywhere in Europe. What is the hardest thing in landing with Boeing 737? The hardest thing is to trim the airplane for landing, because the amount of the yoke travel, of the control column travel on the pitch is quite hard. It's quite huge. So I noticed that I started to fly the Boeing 737 that it has the short travel on the takeoff, but kind of long travel on the landing, and sometimes one hand force is not enough to land this airplane nicely. So I trim a little bit nose up for the landing, so I have some push power on the yoke. If I would release it, the aircraft will just pitch up a little bit. So I just put this kind of forces that helps me actually to fly this airplane normally. Other than that, this airplane is perfect for landing. It's much better compared to ATR, because the ATR has the negative pitch on approach, and you really need to fly this airplane, otherwise you'll land it on a nose gear. If on Boeing 737 you already have this positive pitch on approach. If you are an airline pilot, you fly in different planes or only particular one? For me, it's particular one, Boeing 737 NG. However, it may be Boeing 737 NG 700, 800, 900, and the takeoff weight may differ for a few tons. And yeah, in our fleet we have 800s and 900s. Did not see you eating something. I'm not eating. I'm drinking. The bottled water. Yesterday I watched the video about the Cockney accent in the UK. Was very funny. How they speak in London, it's crazy. I wouldn't understand a thing. So, what's the best airplane and airport in your opinion? Marwan Kalai. Sorry. There is no perfect airplane. For me, I personally like Airbus A350 because of the cockpit, because of the beautiful airplane itself. And the best airport for me is Bristol, here, just nearby, because it's 15 minutes away from me. It's a very nice airport to fly. And it's my home base airport. What's your favorite engine sound? I don't know. I don't have those. Probably piston aircraft engine sound. Bum, bum, bum, bum. Can pilot drink alcohol? Yes, as every human being we can drink. However, I do not drink in your normal life. You may drink. There are some time limitations. Before your flight you can't drink some of the hours, depends on your local regulations. And you need to have the alcohol level not more than 0.2 promilles, let's say, in your blood. And sometimes we do have tests for that. But for me, I didn't drink. I do not drink, sorry. Your shoulder for tax, what it means? It means that I'm a captain. That's it, nothing more. What's your favorite single-engine aircraft? For me, I'm not really, my friends, into military aviation. However, I like Mustang airplane. World War II, if you know what I mean. Then you fly. I did see you eating something during trip. Yeah, we eat there in a flight, of course. I'm going to enter a national flight school in Japan, so if you have some tips to begin the training, please tell me. Takahiro Umetsu, please check out what airplane would you fly there, and you may install the flight simulator. I would recommend to search for X-Plane. There are many models for smaller planes, and also you may find some of the quite nice detailed airplanes on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and there you may check out the cockpit of your future airplane. Study some of the physics before entering, like recall your memories about the math, about physics, and that will help you for sure. And just do what instructors will tell you, what ground school instructors will tell you. But if you know your airplane, I would recommend to fly it on Flight Simulator, but not for your flying skills, just to be more familiar with avionics, you know. And if you have the training manual for that airplane from your flight school, that will be fantastic. But do not concentrate on real feeling, because the joystick is totally different with the real flight controls. So land it, you may crash it, no worries. So don't pay attention to real flying, just fly it somehow don't pay attention and concentrate more on environment inside the cockpit. Why Boeing 737 MAX had most accident? It doesn't actually. It's not the worst airplane out there, even with those 2 accidents. The Boeing 767, however, if we compare to the MAX, even worse. if we speak about the accident history. As I tell you, there was a bug with software, and it was pilot's mistake as well. So 50-50. Hello from United States. Please describe the times you flew in a bad weather. The weather patterns are changing so much, and there's extreme weather like tornadoes and sandstorms. Sandstorms, actually, I haven't found myself in sandstorms so far. I faced the bad weather when I was flying ATR here in Kiev. It was really hard to get between those thunderstorms, between those thunderstorm cells. It was kind of bumpy, but really nothing to tell, my friends, nothing to tell. I was in a perfect weather almost all the time, but I witnessed the air crash, real air crash, because of the weather, and you may find it on my channel. I took part in search and rescue of real crash of Let 410 here near to Kiev because of the weather. Make a video of CFM 56 looping for 1 hour. It's music for my ears. Yeah, we're gonna spend a few tons of fuel just for the music. Then can you come to Turkey? Probably I'll go to Turkey in April for my long trip. So I want to travel on motorcycle. Gonna travel through the Romania, Bulgaria, and then Turkey, and coming back. That's my plan for April, I hope. Sir, were you good at math, and do you like math? I personally like math, please tell. Yeah, I do not really love math, but I was okay with it. I'm not a professor in mathematics, but I can count. I could, now I can't, because it was a long time for me to really count something really special. But I like it. I like physics, I like math. Flew home from my gig last night with the Airbus A380. How do you like this plane? And have you ever flown it as a pilot yourself? To fly this big machine, you need to have the type rating. We don't have those in Ukraine. And there are just a few airlines which own Airbus A380s, so I'm not type rated on that one. What I can fly is the Boeing 737NG. I like that airplane. I flew it once as a passenger on Emirates. It was a flight from Dubai to Bangkok. It was nice. I was on a second deck or first deck, if you speak about the ground deck. First deck. You would have to descend the steeper descent rate only if you are really far away from the runway. Otherwise, you'd have to do the go around. You would have to descend at a steeper descent rate. No, if you are closer to the airport, you have to descend with it. It really depends. It really depends on your distance, on your altitude, on your airspeed. So yeah, what's the ratio? If the higher airspeed you have, the higher potential vertical speed you have. So with the lower airspeed, for example, the maximum airspeed with idle thrust, just for 200 knots, as a rule, not more than 1,200. For the vertical speed, if you descend with 320 knots of airspeed, the vertical speed makes it 5,000 feet per minute. And the higher you fly, the more vertical speed you'll have potentially, because the air is less dense. What do you think about the Concorde plane? It's a nice plane, but it's gone. Where are you from? And lots of love from India. I'm from Ukraine. Thanks for your support. Captain, then you decided to make your YouTube channel. Actually, it's my second YouTube channel. It was pilot blog before, and now it's the renaissance of the pilot blog channel. I started to film video back in Indonesia in 2015, and I had the GoPro 4 or even the GoPro 3 camera, and yeah, I decided to restart this channel a couple of years ago. Actually, I really started to film in December of 2019. Why Airbus stopped manufacturing of A380? There is the big video about the topic on my channel. Is it a big mistake it just was some sort of mistake to produce this airplane actually. The one airline that gained some of the advantages of that airplane is Emirates. I think it's my personal opinion. Hello from Taiwan. Hello, love your channel, bro. Thanks, thank you, thanks a lot. Actually, have you flown to Sri Lanka? Not yet. We had some of the charters to Sri Lanka, but maybe I'll fly there. We also have some of the flights to Delhi, but I wasn't lucky enough to fly that one. Congratulations on 400,000. Yeah, thank you. But we are not here about the numbers. We are here about the content, about, communicating with you. The number is, I wouldn't say it's not important for me, but I really like to see it's growing. But I understand that seeing the current views right now, my channel is not really developed, even as for 100,000 subscribers. So now I see my channel as the channel with around 40,000 subscribers. 40,000, so it's like that. That number this huge number, 400,000, is coming from the short video, so I don't really pay attention on that numbers. So yeah, then I'll have 1 million, I probably obtain this golden button, etc. But for me, it's important to have the conversation with you, and yeah, it's the main thing why I do film videos. Would you ever been in India? I have never been there, but hopefully, yeah, I'll fly there. Антон, привет. Anton is my mate from my childhood. We grown up in Crimea, so he's writing his comment. Dennis, hello from your neighbor, from the nearby house building. Randomly saw your channel. Very proud of you. Thank you, Anton, and just write me. I may. How can I reach you? I'll copy your nickname and I'll try to find you in the internet. Okay, nice to see good old friends. Yeah, I subscribe to you, Anton, and yeah, I will call you. Thanks. My dad is commercial pilot. Great. Hello from Jakarta, Indonesia. Selamat malam. Sir, can I complete 0 to CPL in 1 year? Probably not. Dennis, which music brings memories for you? Which music? I don't know. Maybe Iron Maiden. I started my motorcycling with from the heavy metal, from the rock music, and probably Iron Maiden is my favorite group, even so far. And yeah, that brings the memories for me. And actually, they're coming in Ukraine for the first time. They're gonna be the big concert here in May, and I already got the tickets. One Dominican Republic pilot just crashed, and so crew have they? What do you think, Captain? Dominican Republic pilot just crashed. I don't know. We have a website. It's called Aviation Herald website. We're gonna get there, and so far there is no information about it. There are so many incidents and accidents with Airbus A320neo. Frontier Airline A320neo in Las Vegas 1 week ago or 5 days ago. Tail strike on landing. What else? Sri Lankan Airbus A321neo. Burning smell on board. Yeah, it's the big issue for Airbus actually. Sometimes they have some kind of burning smell or fumes even inside the cockpit or the cabin, and people just faint. I don't know, it's the big problem. Sometimes they have it. Even for Neo, you see they still have this problem. Indigo A320neo in the voluntary stowaway. Azul A320neo rejected takeoff due to hydraulic fault. Again A320 Rio de Janeiro, hydraulic failure. Interesting. So yeah, you can check the Aviation Herald website, because I I can hear from Airbus pilots or the Airbus lovers that Boeing is not very nice airplane. It has many incidents. Just check the Aviation Herald. There are many incidents and accidents for Airbus as well. Hence, you are very funny. Yeah, probably. Thank you. Imagine texting at Cessna and Boeing 747 is being you as well. Text is behind you. Imagine texting at Cessna and Boeing 747 is behind you as well. Texting. Yeah, it's a normal thing, I think. Why not? Captain, will you have 1 million subscribers soon? You will have 1 million subscribers soon. But yeah, as I say to you, my friends, we are not here about the numbers. We are here about content, some kind of. Even though, to be honest with you, there are not many people now watching me. Yeah, to be really honest with you, my friends, I think my content is not kind of nice. As for me, maybe I'm the guy who who doesn't like what he films, what I film. I really should have paid more efforts for my content, I think, personally, because then I see other YouTubers like Mentor Pilot, Captain John, they put lots of time and money to production. I'm not at that level, even close to that level, so I'll try to improve, and thank you for encouraging me to improve my channel. But for now it's just vlogs, you know, and I really need to pay to improve my content. be more entertaining. What's your favorite airport? It's Kyrgyzstan airport. Honest opinion on Dubai International Airport. Well, it's kind of big airport, and sometimes you even at the night time you may have strange taxi clearance, not standard. So sometimes you just follow the green light, but sometimes you need to cross the runway, cross it from other side again, and then get to the holding point. Sometimes it can be. Then you fly there every day, like you are the Emirates pilot, you know everything. But then I fly there once in half a year or once a year. Yeah, can be a little bit stressful because can be confusing, you know. But it's more okay if you compare, for example, to Charles de Gaulle Airport, to Madrid Airport, because that airports are really crazy. They have lots of taxiways, crazy, and they're one behind each other in like 50 meters, and you don't have markings, and it's terrible. They do have markings, but markings is they're kind of weird. Hey Captain, did you fly on MAX? No, I just passed the ground school for the MAX. Then my airline was up to get 3 of those modifications. But yeah, our airline decided not to take MAXs after all. What's the cost for the real Boeing 737 simulator? Well, here in Ukraine, it's not really the real flight simulator. It doesn't have the motion. Other than that, it's kind of real. So for that costs for a couple of hours a little bit less than $200, $170, something like that. If we speak about the simulator with motion, it's about $500, $400 per hour, per session, probably. Do you publish the throttle? Do you push the throttle to the max during takeoff? No, you just press the button. You just advance the thrust levers more than 40% and lower than 70%. Check the parameters if they're okay, if the N1 indication is the same, like plus minus 2%. You just press the toggle button, and the thrust levers, they automatically advance to the thrust that you set on the flight management computer through the control display unit. So mostly for every flight we have reduced takeoff thrust, so your thrust will not be advanced to the wall, to maximum takeoff thrust to the wall. If you advance it to the wall, you have overboost. So more than 104% of N1 is overboost, but you'll still have the reduced takeoff thrust, the full takeoff thrust, which is lower than maximum. The full thrust, let me say, set full like maximum takeoff thrust, full go around thrust. It's then you have the wind shear. If pilots fly to a place that needs to quarantine, how they do it? Well, it's kind of strange. We fly also to Tel Aviv, right? And for us, we have different rules because we are walkers. We are mostly vaccinated. Yeah, you cannot enter some of the countries without vaccine, and yeah, we fly like that. The rules are kind of different for the cruise, and that's okay. That's a usual thing. Even in normal pre-COVID times, we do even the border crossing with different rules. For example, when you fly to European Union, you don't need to show your passport. Just show the ID, the cruise certificate. Okay, you may pass. Don't need to have the visa, etc. So everything is okay. Captain, can pilots get tattoos? Yeah, why not? Just not on a visible part. Some airlines, well, not some, most of the airlines will not require you to have the tattoo on a visible part. If you have the tattoo on visible part, you need to use the special cream to cover it, just not to be visible. Dennis, please tell about Bleer, air packs, recycling fans, and isolation valve. Well, kind of boring now. That's the topic for the big video about the air system of Boeing 737 review. Probably gonna film it. Does Ukraine International Airlines fly to UK? To the UK, yeah. We fly to Gatwick, and we have some charters this year in December to many of the destinations in UK. Dennis, do you have good work-life balance? Not really now, because YouTube really takes lots of time, and before I have some of the pre-filmed videos. Now I'm in lack of my let's say flying vlogs videos that I should have filmed probably before, and sometimes I just cannot film videos on board if my colleague is not okay with it. But anyway, it takes time. It takes lots of time, and I try to find this balance, but yeah, working on it. But I don't really have free time like I want to go to my garage I don't even have time to fix my motorcycle, and there's a radiator leak there. I should have fixed it like 3 months ago, and I don't have the time for it. Terrible. But I usually find the time to spend with my family. That's the main thing. Where did you do your license? I did it in Ukraine. Hello, Dennis. I know the thing is about pilot jobs, but what's about the flight dispatcher jobs? Ever Europe? My dream is becoming FO also. I don't know. I know nothing about the flight dispatch. Nothing. Kian Izzat, I subscribe to you at 1,000 subscribers. You have gained another man. I believe in you that you can do more. Thank you for your kind support, Kian Izzat. Thank you for this long time support. Stay awesome. I'm really happy that you like my content. Captain, will the thrust levers come back automatically after takeoff to climb? Yes, they do. Do you know if there are any school and grade requirements for Ryanair pilot? I think you need to have the high school degree to join Ryanair. And of course, pilot license. And maybe some of the flight hours. I don't know how many hours. Dennis, you prefer Boeing 747 or Airbus A380? I really like Boeing 747 more. Even though it's older, I know that the Airbus A380 is state-of-the-art, but it looks like a cow. And 747 looks like a nice airplane, queen of the skies, and I really like that airplane. A380 is a cow in the skies. So, queen of the skies and cow of the skies. But I would agree, A380 is more efficient, more everything, It's bigger, it's very comfortable in the cockpit, but still I like Boeing 747 more. Even though I wouldn't say that I'm a Boeing guy, only Boeing. I like Airbus also. But if we speak about those two, 747 for me is better. Looks better. Dara Queen, thank you so much. Hey Cap, what are the chances of getting into an airline with CPL, no rating and night rating and instrument rating and only 250 hours from the flight school? I'm starting my training in February. Well, I think it's the minimum requirements to join, for example, Wizz Air, but for Wizz Air you need to also go to the jet orientation course and also multi-crew operation course. So if you have those two, you can apply for some airlines, for Wizz Air. I know it used to be like that. Please check on their websites what requirements do they have right now, but before they had like 250 hours. You mentioned CPL and frozen ATPL, jet orientation course, multi-crew cooperation course, instrument rating, and I think that's it. Hello, my favorite kept. Remember me, Skyface pilot just stopped by to say hi, and I hope everything is well. Yeah, thank you so much for telling us. Yeah, everything is fine. Skyface pilot clips. Stay awesome. Do you have an idea of doing a live or collab with Pilot Max, like you did with Mentor, Semraj? I didn't think about it, but yeah, I might do collab. I once wrote to Fly GV. He said that he is busy, so I'm afraid now to write to somebody. Well, we're gonna probably make what kind of collab should I film with the Pilot Max? Maybe just a live stream video? Probably, I don't know, because he films mostly the same that I do, videos from the cockpit. What do you think about the fact that more and more private planes are operating? It's a good thing. It's a good thing, Betsy, but the one thing that I want to see that everyone follow this aviation rules, etc., because it's not the car. It's not the car if we speak about this popular stuff. You'll see many more incidents and accidents in general aviation than you'll see in commercial, because the attitude is totally different. People on general aviation may handle airplanes, they may do some weird stuff with flying, weird stuff with maintenance, and there are some of the countries, I'm speaking about the United States now, that are not really put their influence, the FAA is not really put their full influence on general aviation. It's more like with the gun control, you see. They have lots of freedoms there to do some weird stuff, and that's why we see many problems in general aviation mostly. But I really like this tendency that many people fly small airplanes. I would like to fly the small airplane myself. Please say hi, James, for my little brother. Little brother James, hi. Hope you're doing well this evening. Why did you say don't allow cockpit videography? Do you speak about the Indian? Did you say? I don't know. Some of the countries, they do have strict rules. I check out if we do have those in Ukraine, but it seems like we don't. That's why I film. Dennis, is APU for autopilot? No, APU is auxiliary power unit. It's one more engine used to supply the air bleed air from the auxiliary power unit and electrical supply of the airplane. On the ground mostly. Have you ever thought about flying military jets? Which are your favorite fighter jets? I like Sukhoi, I like F-35, I like F-16, I like old style Falcons, etc. But I'm not really into military aviation. Actually, I don't like it. I like the airplanes, the fighter jets. They're superb, they're maneuverable planes. I would like to fly those, but just for the joy purpose. If you speak about the aim, the objective that those planes were built, they're built to kill people, right? So my attitude, you may call me pacifist, right? So my attitude to war is totally negative from whatever side it is. So I don't like the military stuff in general, and that's why I don't like military aviation. But I do like those airplanes to fly it as it flies, in the sky, but not to kill people, any kind of. That's my attitude. That's my personal attitude. You may hate me for that, you may like me for that, but I'm who I am. Hello from Tashkent. Hello. Just pouring some water, sorry. Dennis, have you ever a terrorist came on plane that you're in it? No. I haven't those cases. Hi pilot, I'm a new subscriber here. K Mike, it means that you are awesome guy officially. Congratulations and stay awesome. What's your favorite airport? Again, the same questions. Uniform Kilo Bravo. Uniform Kilo Bravo. Bravo is Kiev Boryspil. Dark Queen, hi. I know that Ukraine, but name of your school in Ukraine. It's a National Aviation University and State Flight Academy. It's like that. What's the difference between 737-800 and 737-800NG? It's not different. Boeing 737-800 is NG. NG is the version from 700, from 600, from 600 until 900. That's the NG. What do you think about Ryanair? I don't really like that they're flying in our country, because they really start to take the passengers from my airline. They are huge competitors, and they do not provide the pilot jobs for our nationals. So to fly for Ryanair, I need to have EU passport, need to have the European pilot license, and we just let them in to fly our passengers, and they do not hire us. So maybe we may lose our jobs in competition, and that's it. There will be no pilots in Ukraine. Some guy from Spain or Sweden would fly our passengers and will not have any jobs. And yeah. Mentor pilot, hello. But it is what it is, I think we should have fair rules for every carrier. Now they are a little bit privileged, here. because our government wants to have really low price for the tickets for Ukrainian people, and I honestly understand them. But we pay taxes, pilots. We have lots of taxes, and we pay to our government, not them. So I don't really get it. We need to have the national carrier. That is what I think. Hi Captain, I'm a big fan. You are very inspiring and experienced pilot. Not really, I'm average pilot, that's it. Just have the YouTube channel. Thanks for your support. What are your thoughts on Emirates Airlines? They're nice. That's what I can say, but in a crisis time it was quite hard for the crew to survive in that expensive place because they have the salary deduction, etc. So heard some of them stories, not good. So if everything is okay, it's a nice place to fly, but if you're in trouble there, it can be horrible. But I still like Emirates. What do you think about Lufthansa? I don't know. I have nothing to say. I've flown with them a couple of times, and the service was average. Everything was okay. No specials. Any opportunities for aeronautical engineering at your place? No, not in my place. Do you fly Airbus? Have you flown? Probably, yeah. Airbus A380? No. As a passenger only. Where are you right now, Captain? I'm at home.
Hello from Romania, and I heard you get that simulator done. I like your videos, and my dream is to become pilot. Smile.
Oh, we have a first donation today. From Adrian. Adrian, hello from Romania, and I hope you get that simulator. I like your videos, and my dream is to become a pilot. Nice. Thank you, Adrian, for your kind support. Please follow your dream. If it is your dream, sorry. And based on my experience, if you want your dream really hard, you'll get it, even without the money. You'll find out the way to get money for pilot training. If you have the money, it's okay. So the big thing now is to pay the money for training, because it's very expensive. I have some of the friends who struggle a lot with that, and in the end they became pilots. It took them maybe more, 2 times more for the time that I spent like 5.5 years for studying, and they spent almost 10 years for the stuff. They were working as a flight attendants in many other industries, not even aviation related, some of them. And in the end, it was their goal, and they became pilots. So for now we have what we have, the crisis, yeah, and soon it will end. It ends in the end, and there will be opportunities. So if it's really your goal, go for it. If everything is okay, in aviation industry, everyone wants to become a pilot. I want to become a pilot, I will be a pilot. But if there is a crisis, no one wants to be the pilot now, because the salary dropped, the cost for the training stayed, and you just think that, okay, it's not the proper time for me to go there. But it's always like this. The way goes down, the way goes up. It's never the perfect time to go to aviation. I was lucky to find my first job back in 2019, just after this global crisis in 2008, and some of my mates, even with CPL, they were not able to find a job in 2 years. Like they were waiting for 2 years to find their first job. So I wish you to follow your dream, Adrian, and thanks for your support, for your kind support. We go to the end of the comments. If I missed your question, please write it again. If you want your question to appear just on the screen, you may support me in the link here, and I'll answer your question for sure. Dennis, what is the use of the black exhaust looking thing on the back of the airplanes? Black exhaust. It's the exhaust for auxiliary power unit. The small engine used to provide some of the air conditioning and electricity, mostly on the ground, and also it used to start the engines. Samil Khalania, thank you. Where's your favorite place to take layover if you have time to explore the city? Unfortunately, in my airline we don't have layovers. We have just overnight stays somewhere like that. Well, we have some layovers in Dubai, but it's not my favorite place. Do you like Aer Lingus, Dennis? I know nothing about it. Sorry. Hi from Turkey. Hello. İyi akşamlar. Why becoming a pilot is expensive? Because you need to pay for the airplane rent, you need to pay for the fuel, for the airplane maintenance, for the salary of the instructor. Basically, it takes lots of money, indeed. That's why it's really expensive. A380 Super Jumbo or 747 Jumbo. I already answered this question. 747. That's for me. Why becoming a pilot is expensive? Answer this question. Grenadian watching from North Miami, Florida. Love your streaming. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Evie. Many warm greetings from Netherlands. Thank you, Betsy. Yeah, always nice to see you on my channel. I read all of your comments and try to comment under each. Sometimes I just don't have time. My friends, I always try to put the heart to your comments under all of my videos, and if I do have time, I answer or I comment under your comment, but these days it's not. The time is not enough for me to do it for everyone. Sorry about it if I didn't comment or I didn't put the heart for your comment. Sorry about it, but I'll try to do it. What? Ever came to India? No, not yet. Pom pom, we have Semi Tech Cookie. Thank you for your time and effort. Thank you for your kind support, Semi. And yeah, so we're gonna fly the flight simulator anyways, and yeah, I'm gonna film it this Sunday. Which is safer, Airbus A320 or 737? According to statistics, they are mostly the same. 737, it's just a couple 0.2% safer if we speak about loss of life per million flights. So 737 has 0.6 loss of lives per million flights. Airbus A320 has 0.8 loss of lives per million flights. And actually that's the most safe statistics. They are the most safe airplanes. There are some of the airplanes that they hadn't had any kind of death, catastrophic, let's say, accidents. The history, but speaking about the safety, it's kind of controversial because there are not many of those planes flying around compared to numbers of A320s, 737s that were produced in huge number. But for example, Airbus A350 is not as popular as Airbus A320. So yeah, it's hard to tell about those airplanes that are lacking in this statistics number. Dennis, is there any button in the cockpit that are useless? Useless buttons. I'd say outdated. Probably we don't use it mainly, but useless. You may find yourself in a situation that you would probably use them. I'm speaking about this VR, voice, both, and what else there? I'm not in a cockpit, so I'm trying to recall. So we don't use. I haven't ever used it. If you fly in Europe, probably you would not need HF frequency at all. Well, I never use it just to check the HF frequency. I contacted a couple of times with Stockholm radio on that frequency. And I never use it, but if you have, for example, a flight to Sri Lanka from Kiev, you will fly over the ocean where there are not many VHF stations, and you need to call with your HF frequency. So it can be useless for, let's say, Ryanair that flies in Europe with many VHF stations around, so they may not have this HF transmitter in the airplane, but if you fly long haul on that small airplane, you need to have HF frequency. What else? This autopilot disengage big button on Boeing 737 is quite outdated. I never used it. This hard disengage, this big button on the mode control panel just in the front. Basically, you just use the autopilot disengage on the yoke. Probably, if this button doesn't work, you may press the autopilot button. It will disengage. And I see this huge button as probably an emergency, but I also never use it. So there are some of the things that we mainly do not use. Yeah, like that. John Benedict, thank you. Pilot, according to you, which more fuel efficient, 737 MAX or Airbus A320neo? Airbus still, if we compare those, the same LEAP engines that are installed on 737 and Airbus, the engine seems to be the same, but they're a little different. On 737 MAX, still we have the fan is not as big, the air inlet is not as huge as for Airbus, and the pressure ratio, let's say, how it's to say in English, the bypass ratio, the bypass ratio between low pressure spool and high pressure spool is still lower on Boeing 737. That's why I think Airbus is more efficient. However, I may find some information in ATR. From what I heard, the same 15% reduction in fuel consumption for 737 and Airbus, but still I think if there is the difference between the size of the inlet, I think the Airbus may be a little bit more efficient, but not critically. The Airbus is more, it can be more efficient in its operation, but maintenance cost for Airbus is higher compared to Boeing 737. Won't it be more efficient to enable air-to-air refueling for commercial planes so the takeoff weight would mostly be of passengers and luggage? You see, the air-to-air refueling may not be achieved. Depends in turbulence, in clouds. So there could be weather. First of all, it's hard. It's hard. Now, if we speak about the Navy, about the military aviation, they have optimized system for that mostly that helps pilot to navigate to enter this huge to the socket. For commercial, it will increase the cost of the airplane itself for the system. You need to have this mechanism. You need to have extra lines that take place in the fuselage, fuel lines. The more systems you have, the more vulnerable it will be for external factors, especially fuel system. It's maybe kind of complicated, and yeah, you need to have the specific weather to refuel the airplane, and you may not achieve it at some point, and you have to divert because of the fuel shortage to not to your destination but to your en route alternate if you are failed to refuel in the air. So now it's not very efficient nowadays for commercial aviation. For military, they don't think about the efficiency, they think about the goal, to achieve the goal. Are you from Russia? No, I'm from Ukraine. Can we do a 90-degree vertical takeoff in a passenger aircraft? Yeah, but for a short time. It's all about the energy management. You can fly, you can take off, accelerate over the runway up to, let's say, 300 knots. You can retract everything, flaps and gear, and pull the stick up or the yoke up to 90 degrees for a couple of seconds. Then you convert the kinetic energy to potential energy, but you cannot do it forever on commercial aircraft because the thrust to weight ratio is much lower compared to military aircraft, military fighter jet, let's say. And then you still have the energy, you need to pull down the nose. That is what we see on air shows, right? They take off almost vertically, like that. They convert the kinetic energy to potential and to kinetic again. Hello from Azerbaijan. Greetings to Azerbaijan. Yes, Samil Halan, thank you. Have you ever had emergency then you fly the plane? No, I've never had, and I hope I will never have. The C-10? Yep, I know the C-10 airplane. Do you think becoming pilot is hard because after type rating you need to find a job in 1 year? Not necessary. You can update your type rating, go for the simulator again, but still extra investment. So it's not critical to find your job in 1 year, but you just will spend more, spend more money if you won't find it in 1 year. You need to update your LPC, so go to the flight simulator. It will not take you from the beginning, just one session or couple of sessions, depends on your regulation, and that's it. You'll still have the type rating. Sorry. Is it a challenge for you to land on dangerous runways? Let's see. First of all, dangerous runways does not exist. There are some there are the runways that may not fit with your airplane type, right? But they are not dangerous runways. They can be challenging. Some of them can be challenging, and yeah, we may. If you fly 737 to Lukla, of course you will crash. So you need to have the proper airplane type to fly there. For me, flying the 737, I fly with no challenge. They are not specific. Probably the hardest airport for me was Madeira, but I wasn't pilot flying there. So yeah, it's challenging, but it's not dangerous. If it's dangerous, no one will fly there. It's danger. Danger is no go. Challenging can be, but it's okay. It's safe, Lopez, I have a question for you. How much would the stress level of the pilot be flying if you could quantity from 1 to 10 at takeoff and landing? Well, in cruise, it's 1 out of 10 or maybe 0, yeah, out of 10. On takeoff, it's probably 3 out of 10. On landing, it's 4 out of 10. Challenging some non-standard situation can be 10 out of 10. But you faced with non-standard situations, for example, kind of bad weather, I don't know, undesired airplane state you may not face throughout your life. I mean, really bad weather, like you may lost the airplane control, etc. You may not face throughout your entire life. So it's not really stressful job. I would count it in a worst case scenario as for your daily operations, like a 7 out of 10. Hi Captain, I saw you mainly use 1 degree TO in UK. 1 degree TO? Do you mean flaps? Does it change with ice on runway? No. Well, if the runway contaminated, we need to take off without reduced takeoff thrust, so we use derate, that's it. For the flaps, not really. Is 1 engine is sufficient to land in the airport? Of course. You just use the different flap setting. You set flaps 15 instead of flaps 30 on 737. If you are type rated on 737, are you allowed to fly 737 MAX 2 or only the other models of 7? I'm type rated on Boeing 737 NG. I fly only NG. And for MAX, I need to go through the ground course and also the flight simulator training for that airplane type. What if the fuel becomes 0 on 44,000 feet? Actually, the maximum altitude for commercial airplanes usually not more than 41,000 feet. But if you lose both of the engines, you go through the loss of both engines, loss of thrust on both engines, non-normal checklist, and just glide your airplane to the alternate, whatever it is. What's your study experience? Is it hard or moderate like other studies, or it takes really quick math? And because I'm 11, and why I'm asking for that, just enjoy your life. You're 11, just don't think about it. Don't even think about it for now, about your flights. Go enjoy your childhood, to be honest. 11 years old, my friend. Just enjoy your life as the kid. You're still a kid. It's not really difficult. Not difficult. Have you ever flown into a strong headwind? Yeah, once I've flown with the headwind of 55 knots. It was down to the landing. It was kind of bumpy. Happened in Georgia. Where was it? It wasn't Belize, it was Kutaisi. Georgia is like in a valley, and the wind may blow strong there. Which aircraft is more difficult to commercialize, cargo or passenger? I don't know. Captain, is 737NG's climb rate is more than A320, sorry. I don't know, I'm not flying A320. How long can you perform maximum thrust? It depends on aircraft modification. Some of the 737s may reach that maximum thrust up to 5 minutes, but some up to 10 minutes. So it depends on modification. I have watched your channel and lot of big fun, so many dreams to become a pilot. So how much did it cost you to become a pilot, and how quick did you find a job? Found a job right away. I was lucky to find it right away, and I found it on ATR 42. Later changed for 72, and yeah, the pilot license cost me not a lot. Not more than $7,000. I have the video. You may go to the videos on my channel. One of the oldest videos will be my way to become a pilot, and there is my story. What's the scariest flight you've been on? Hadn't had any kind of scare flights. I cannot recall it right now, but yeah, probably I hadn't had any kind of. Everything is kind of okay. Went okay for me. Have you ever thought of flying a helicopter? Gracias. Fariala asks. I like airplanes more, so I fly airplanes. I have just a group mate who flies helicopter. He flies firefighter helicopter. K727, yeah, and yeah, it could be an interesting job, but not for me. Thanks for answering. Though with the contaminated runway, it was preferable to get airborne earlier. No, just a few meters doesn't count really. If you have wind shear, you need to airborne early, so you need to have at least flaps 5 if you have the wind shear warning for the airport. So there you select the flaps 5. How do you see the Jurassic 737 Captain? I would like to try to fly it. I really like it. This reverse, nice. I like it. Dennis, your company have new aircraft or on order? No, actually we are in I would say the market in Ukraine now in depression, and we also take part in that depression, so we don't have new aircraft in order. We used to have Boeing 737 Maxes in order. Actually some of them were built and even painted in our colors, but after all we decided not to take them. Not in this crisis, we will wait. Hi bro, which airport you are working? I'm working not in airport, but I have the base. I work for Airline, not for airport, and our base is Kyiv Boryspil. Our airline base there, and it's not more than 15 minutes away from my home, so I like this. If a pilot is type rated on an Airbus 320, can that pilot fly 321, 320 Neo, and 390? Yeah, for 321, 390, yeah, he or she may fly it. For Neo, I think you need to have some kind of different course, which could be just ground school. Is it true that pilots are trained to deal with low visibility landing by following the flight director without using autopilot? Depends on visibility. On some airplanes, even on 737, you may have the head-up display here, like in a fighter jet, that helps you to land manually even for Cat 3A category. That's what I heard. We hadn't had those, so we can manually land. We can make the automatic approach and the manual land for category 2. So you perform the automatic approach and you disengage the autopilot at 80 feet if the DH is 100 feet. You disengage at 80 and you land the airplane manually at Cat 2. For Boeing 737 Classic, you may go down to, you may disengage even before. I don't know why, but it's like that. I want to be a pilot in the future. Follow me something in particular. I have level 1 and level 2 aviation certification. I don't know what does it mean level 1 and level 2. Probably in Japan it's, yeah, see your nickname, probably you're from Japan. I don't know what does it mean. Maybe have some different marks and different regulations, so I cannot comment on that. The British Aerospace Concorde is a British-French turbojet powered supersonic passenger airline that was operated from 1976 until 2003 and had a maximum speed over twice the speed of sound in Mach 2. Thank you for this information. Why do planes take off and land against the wind? To reduce the ground speed and to reduce the required landing and takeoff distance. Why do airplanes... Okay. Would you like to fly fighter jet? Yeah, of course, but not for its purpose. I would not like to fly the fighter jet and fire rockets to kill the people. I would like just to fly it with no ammunition, just to make some acrobatic maneuvers and fly for a joy purpose, because this is where those are very powerful machines, and yeah, I would like to fly it, but I don't really like the purpose these machines were built for, so you may call me pacifist. In 10th class, which subject we should take in math? Just take the math and take physics, that's it, in general. Do you believe in luck? Probably yes, but luck comes with your efforts, so without efforts you will not have luck. I was lucky, I was really lucky. I was lucky to find my first job, then there were no other jobs available. I was lucky to actually have the Indonesian experience. I was lucky to join Ukraine International Airlines before this crisis, and I was lucky to become a captain here. Yeah, I was really lucky. But without efforts, nothing of those would happen, you know? So you need to put the efforts to be lucky. But there are some of the cases that you put efforts and you are out of luck. I know that cases. But without efforts, there will be no luck for sure. Hey Captain, at what age did you start your training and did you complete your graduation? I would love to hear your journey. My journey is on my channel. It's one of the first videos, my way to become a pilot in general. I started flying when I was 18 years old from the glider, and I graduated from the State Flight Academy. Then I was 22 years old, and immediately after graduation I started my first flying in commercial. So I started at 22. Now I'm 34. Yeah, already 12 years in aviation. Well, in commercial aviation. Bro, I mean, two maths are these basic math and standard maths. Which math? We have different, we have geometry, algebra, we have math, we have different programs, in my country, in your country. I don't know what does it mean. Basic maths and standard maths, I don't know, personally. We have algebra, geometry, so yeah, just do what they give you, do the best, study the best they give you, and it will help you. Are you morning or evening person? Yeah, yesterday I went to bed at 4 a.m. so probably I like to stay awake during the night time. Nighttime is my duty time, I would say. Yeah, probably it's like that. Evening is most productive time for me. Is Zebra 737 good for training? Yes, indeed. But do not concentrate on piloting the airplane. It's good for it's good for get yourself familiar with the systems, how do they work, does autopilot system or the automatic flight control system work. So it's good for that stuff. Have you ever been to Ireland? Just once. I have flown to Dublin. It was a charter flight. That's it. I heard that Ireland has a new airline operating ATRs. They'll fly to UK mostly. What subjects should I take to be a pilot? I am in 10. Just relax. At 10 years old, relax and enjoy your life. It's very early to think about it. How much thrust do you have while you're cruising at specific altitude? Around 85, 86, depends on airplane weight, but usually not less than 80% of N1. What was the most serious emergency you had to manage during your career as an airline pilot? What was the worst emergency? I had never had any kind of emergency, not even worst. Guys, aviation is really safe. Throughout your career, throughout your entire career, like 40 years of flying, you may not have those cases. It's very reliable nowadays. So I hope I will never have that kind of cases. Captain, do you get the aerodynamic force feedback from yoke on 737? Mitochondria has asked me. Captain, do you have aerodynamic force feedback from the yoke on 737? Actually, we don't. On 737, we have fill computers that simulate the forces on the yoke. So you have the artificial forces. I used to fly the ATR 72. That airplane had true aerodynamic forces, so there were no boosters, nothing, and you may feel the true aerodynamic forces that you have on airfoils. But I find Boeing 737 is more easier and more, I would say, responsible to the yoke compared to ATR. So even though you have these fake forces, somehow I like it better. I like it more. And I was really surprised with it because you have less forces at first, and they are more predictable, even though they are fake. Was opening for me actually. Sorry. How to improve Mohammed John Nahijonov. How to improve aviation English for not native speaker. Read aviation related books, watch aviation related YouTube videos from native speakers, not from me. And that is how you may improve it. Some people ask me, how did I study English? How do I study it right now? So basically, I watched the videos, I read books, I listen to the radio. That's it, nothing more. And then I watch some of the videos, aviation-related videos. Of course, I take specific words, technical words that I lately use in my videos. So yeah, it's like that. Captain, flying into headwind increases in EAS, yes. Does it increase lift? The lift stays the same for specific IAS. So, for example, your takeoff rotate speed, let's say 150 knots, right? You will rotate at this speed for the specific weight, not for headwind or tailwind. So you will rotate at this speed. But if you have the headwind of 50 knots, it means that you will rotate much earlier. You will gain this speed much earlier. Compare with takeoff with no wind. Okay, I think it's understandable. So anyways, you take off with IAS of 150 knots, but with headwind you'll lift up the airplane much earlier. So that's why it's better to take off with the headwind. I have the video. It's called Madeira. The flight, day life as an airline pilot flight to Madeira. I put lots of efforts actually for that video, and Pedro, who is the spotter in Madeira airport, we just contacted with each other, and he sent me the video of our flight. Then our airplane took off, and we talked. It was the first flight for us, so we take the passengers to Madeira airport. When we were flying back empty, we have strong headwind, and the airplane was very light, so the rotate speed was like 118 knots or something, and we rotated at the touchdown zone of the same runway. So you understand that the takeoff roll was less than 900 meters. So it's it was fantastic. I would recommend you to watch this video, to see this interesting takeoff. Why UAE does not use 777s to Delhi after then 737? See, we have 777s. We have a problem with that airplane now because it's equipped with Pratt & Whitney engines, and you know the story probably about the United 777 that has also the Pratt & Whitney engines, even though the modification of that engine is different with our, but Boeing said and the Pratt & Whitney say that the airplanes should follow the special checks and special upgrade for the engines, and the upgrade will take place in this winter, I would hope. So they cannot fly right now because of that story, because of that accident with 777. So we are just waiting for the upgrade for the engines, and after that we're gonna fly. How can you keep in mind things with ATC said? The information, first you expect the information they will tell you. So similar stuff they always take you at certain flight at certain flight time, certain flight, I would say, mode, cruise, descent, land. specific time you have the special clearance. So if you are near to the final, you expect to have the clearance to intercept the final and clear for ILS. If you go for tower frequency, you expect to have the clearance to continue approach or to get the clearance for landing. If it's not standard, it will scratch your mind and you will put lots of attention on that. So in general, it's kind of easy, and the information they give to you is dosed. So it's usually not more than 5 numbers they tell you. The most information you can get is on ATC clearance. Then you're sitting comfortably inside the cockpit, and you are not flying the airplane, you're just sitting with a pen and the paper, and you just put the ATC clearance on the paper, then you read back. That's the most information for a single ATC that you will have throughout your flight. So the ATC clearance takes lots of, gives you lots of information. Other than that, everything is very simple. How are you today, Evelyn? I'm nice, Dara Queen. Thank you for asking. We still have several minutes for the live stream, and after that I'll probably finish it. Do you feel demotivated after people ask you, do you feel like a machine just flying a group of people from one place to another? No, I know how the things are in real life, so why should I be demotivated? No, it's just funny. I have lots of comments under this video, my popular video about just a flight landing in Istanbul. Many people say, oh, automatically lands the airplane, even though it clearly shows that the autopilot was off, everything was off, and yeah, people just do not understand really. So why should I be angry? Or it is as it is. I know how it's in real, so yeah. What country are you in? I'm in Ukraine. Thank you, Captain. How a lift is being produced by the wings? Is it true that this is still not being proven? There are 2 options. Well, first of all, the lift. We have a board here. Well, I hope you can see it. We have the airfoil, for example. Can you see it? I have some delay, in stream. And this air goes faster than this one. Oh no, sorry. This air covers longer distance than this one, but it goes the same. So this molecule goes with the same, and that creates the negative pressure here and positive pressure here. That creates lift. But also, it's like the airfoil. If we increase the angle of attack, so if we increase this angle, the air will just blow here, and this vector will be divided to this one, and that will create the lift force. So there are 2 options how it can be created: by Bernoulli law or by simple Newton law, the second Newton law. That's it. Can you test flying Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on the channel? I already did it. There are few videos about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. How old are you, Captain? I'm 34, turning 35 in February. So quite an old guy. I remember myself sitting in the armchair and just thinking about the future. I was 25, what aims at 25 I became a captain, and I think, okay, what will do next? This was my goal. It's being completed. I was an ATR captain. How can I improve? What should I do? It was like yesterday, the time runs very fast, unimaginably fast. And I look at the old pictures. I was really skinny, was really slim, and just happened like this. You're just getting older. And what I see, you need to use your time for your goals, because we live just once. That's what I think, and that's what I believe. And you need to not to waste your time. There is this specific word. I hate this, waste time. You need to spend time for your goals, and that is why I try to also to spend my time properly, because it's the most precious resource actually you have, because you can earn money, right? You can really waste money or spend money, and you can earn more, but the time, you cannot renew the time. It's unrenewable resource, and it's very limited. Your active time is limited. You can be a pilot up to 65, that's it. And for me, for example, and you need to think about, okay, how can I save my health throughout my career? For now, I think, how can I improve my YouTube channel? What should I film? What is interesting for you? What is interesting for my viewer? So I think about that cases, and try to invest my time for that. That brings, happiness to me. You look like 25. Not really, my friends. Hello, my name is Omar. I'm Egyptian and speak English great. What's the requirements of class 11 and 12? Which subjects are compulsory? I don't know. Where have you had completed your CPL, and which flight school? It's National Aviation University and State Flight Academy in Ukraine. At what age did you become a pilot? At 22 years old. If we speak about commercial pilot career. Have you ever been in India? Not yet. Captain, I have a question. How many sim tests are there? Sorry, that just disappeared. Are there in Ukraine International Airlines a year? So once per 6 months, we have the simulator training and simulator check, whether it's OPC or LPC. Operator proficiency check or license proficiency check. License proficiency check once a year, OPC once in 6 months. I heard UA will we get some 777-300. No, we are now taking for wet lease 767s, and they will fly charter flights for us this winter, and we hope to restore the fleet 777-200s that we used to have. What training do you have to go through to be a pilot? Well, you need to go to the ground training, the ground training in a flight school, and also need to go through the practice, through the flight training in a flight school. That takes time and money. Quite expensive stuff. Which law is important in physics? Any kind of. We do not go to quants, let's say, but mechanics is kind of important. How many years will you need to pay back your loan? Depends on Nabil. It depends on what money you invest, how much you invest for your training, because with a different country it differs. So for some countries it's like 30 bucks, $3,000. For some it's could be $130,000. So yeah, depends. I used to work in Indonesia, and the guy was flying there, already been a pilot for 8 years, and still he has large part of his loan not paid back. So in 8 years he was still in a loan. It was terrible. For me, I was happy to find the money without this loans. Did you give DGCA exam? We don't have DGCA, we have CA, Civil Aviation Authority. And yeah, you need to pass some exams to have the license. Does aerospace engineer help in becoming a pilot? Imperator, that's the nickname. Yeah, it may help you understand many things, and if you have diploma, it's better than not to have it. So how many years it take to become a pilot? Usually not less than 2 years, not more than 4 years. Hey Captain, I'm an aspiring pilot, but recently I see so many negativity in the forums about aviation. What won't recover, and there won't be a need for pilots. What do you think will be a need for pilots? Martin Gons, I hope I spelled your name correctly. If you're an aspiring pilot, if it's your goal, you will be a pilot, no matter what. If you see the excuse in current situation for you not to follow your dream, just not follow it. We will live once, as I said to you before, and what you need to do is listen to your goal, listen to your thoughts, listen to your heart, really, in what are you planning to do in this life, because then you will be kind of old, very old, and you will be close to the life, and yeah, it ends for everyone at some point. You need to realize that you will think about the opportunities that you were not done, that I should have done that, I should have to become a pilot, should have put lots of forces, because the crisis that we have now, in the end it will disappear in the future, for sure. Everything is not constant here. So the health crisis came a couple of years ago, it will go away. No matter, it will not stay here forever. The history teaches us it happened already, with Spain flu and other stuff. It's really exaggerated for aviation industry right now. The aviation industry is really dependable, but if we see about the current flights we have, it's still more the flights we have in 2021 compared to, let's say, in 1970, right? So still lots of jobs available. So if it's really your goal, if you're an aspiring pilot, don't look at this situation as it is. I see personally for young pilots more opportunities right now than missed opportunities, because the people maybe think like you think, yeah, they are not, or maybe they will read forums, as you say, the aviation won't recover, everything will be bad, probably I'll not go for aviation, maybe I'll be the surgeon, or maybe I'll invest in Pfizer company, etc., in Bitcoin, and I'll sit still, but in the end, not many people would go there to become a pilot, and elderly pilots will retire. So there will be a pilot shortage, as I see it. So I see only opportunities with the situation we have. But it's up to you, Martin, to decide. It's up to you. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's just my thoughts. It's up to you. But if it's really your goal, it's really your dream, follow it. If it's not, try to search for an excuse on the forums that aviation will not recover, and okay, I will not go there, go to find some other job. Try to find what is the best for you personally, my friend. What's the salary package of pilot? It depends on the airline, depends on the airplane you fly. Try to search in Google. Can we compare commercial pilot and fighter jet pilot? No. I want to fly the Airbus A330s, 300, or the Boeing 747 UPS cargo, or a type of helicopter, maybe the Chinook. Interesting. How can I become a pilot? What the first step to do? First step is to search for your local flight school. Go for it. Well, I would recommend actually not to start from the flight school, but to start from some local air club. And try to fly the joyride with instructor, and try to fill it if it's okay for you, if we'd like to accept you flying as a pilot. So you'll be sitting, an instructor will give you some controls. He or she may not give you the controls on takeoff, of course, and during the landing, but on the cruise, then you gain some of the altitude, you may bang the airplane, you may fly it, you may pitch up, pitch down, and try to understand whether it is yours. After that, if it's really yours, go to the flight school. But try to do it in a good weather, okay? If you try it in a bad weather, you may have some bad experience, bad idea of flying. Could be bumpy, windy. Don't try in that weather. Have you ever wanted to fly Airbus A380? No, not really. Do you need leaves to be? But I don't know what is that. Captain, are you sponsored? I supposed to check and one rotation every time by hand. And one rotation, you mean during the startup we check in one rotation just visually, and one, and yeah. Can you become flight instructor? Probably. I don't know. It depends it depends on me, of course, but also depends on the need in flight instructors and whether my managers will say that I fit to that job. Thank you, Captain, for the positive thoughts. I will definitely follow my dream. I fully agree with you. Yeah, Martin, do as you wish. I'm not insisting on going through the aviation. It's really your choice. You need to really think about, to be honest with you, let's say, you need to be honest with you, whether you need it really or not. Captain, are you supposed to check in on rotation? Yeah. I think Ukraine operates Antonov 225. Am I correct? Yes, and I do have the video about Antonov 225 on my channel. Actually, I went to the airplane, I filmed inside, I filmed the walk around in Gostomel airport. So you may check it out on my channel. Just type pilot blog Antonov 225. Hey man, can you give advice for me about aviation? Vinoco, I don't know what advice about aviation. What do you want me to speak about? Sir, please give suggestions. Wanted to be a pilot, but I never feel scared of emergency. But I even feel scared of emergency like crash turbulence. I feel a bit comfortable watching your videos, getting to know how calm you're like pilots. Well, as I say to you, I have more than 6,500 hours. I'm flying for 12 years, and I have never had any kind of emergencies. So the aviation is very safe nowadays. What's the difference between ATPL and frozen ATPL? Right, good question. So ATPL is Airline Transport Pilot License. The frozen ATPL means that you passed all the ground stuff, you pass all the exams, and you have this paper states that you passed the theoretical part, and once you have the flight hours enough for you to have the Airline Transport Pilot License, you may obtain the license. So usually those theoretical part last for 7 years. So you have 7 years to fly 1,500 hours, and then you will get your license, ATPL. That's it. But now airlines, they need frozen ATPL for you to be hired mostly. And then you will fly with them with your CPL and frozen ATPL. Then you have 1,500 hours. You just go to civil aviation authorities, and they'll take the commercial pilot license from you, and they will give you ATPL, real license. Were you afraid during the first stall lessons in the flight school? No. It was fun. I actually deep stalled the glider myself, nothing special there. Are there also winter sports areas around the Kiev? Betsy, thanks for asking me. Actually, there are some sports for skiing, for snowboarding, but next week I'm going to get to the mountains. We have the mountains on the west part of Ukraine, Carpathian Mountains, and I'm just gonna drive my car there. Already booked the hotel. It's not really the hotel, it's the cottage, a wooden made cottage, and I'm going there maybe just to change the place. I'll take my laptop, however, and probably gonna edit some of the videos there, and yeah, it will be like that. And I'm not really into skiing, but I like this fresh mountains air. I like nature, I like forests, I like hiking, so probably I'll hike there for a lot of time. And it's really snowing there because the area is high in the mountains, and not really high compared to Alps, let's say, but still have snow there. So yeah, nice. Could be nice vacation, because I'm now on my vacation, my friends. Couple of the weeks I'll not be flying. Why do some airplanes have a tipped wing at the end of the wing? Tipped wing? You mean winglets? To reduce the induced drag. See, it's hard to show you. Maybe I'll show it here. So we have airplane, and we have minus pressure here, so we have negative. Let's say pressure here is less than here, so here is the positive, here's the negative, and that's how the airplane flies. So we have there's the tail. It's like it's the tail. How the airplane flies, and some part of the air it goes like this. and it's called induced drag. Creates the drag, creates the force going up to the wing. So these winglets, if we install the winglets, the air will not hit the wing, it will hit the winglet, reducing the induced drag of the airplane. What's the difference between heading and course? Samraj, heading, the airplane may fly specific heading, and depends on the wind, but course, you actually may set the course for the airplane to follow it. For example, you are approaching the runway with course of 0, 1, 0, so 10 degrees, right? You set the course 10 degrees on course, and that is what the airplane or you will need to intercept to enter the runway. So you set the heading, for example, 040 degrees to intercept the course by 30 degrees, and later on the airplane, so you set the 40 degrees of heading, you fly it, you intercept the course, you start to intercept the course, and then you set the heading of 010 exactly as the course, and the airplane captures everything and stays in line with the course, like that. It's kind of I may show it on the flight simulator, let's say. It will be more understandable. Hi bro, how are you? I'm fine. Was your ambition was become a pilot from childhood or something else? Yeah, I think it came from childhood. It says error, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Such viewers will experience buffering. So tell me about the picture, my friends. Is it okay? Dennis, what's the time in Russia? I don't know, I'm not Russian. Luckily you fly a lot better than you draw planes. Yeah. Nice comment, I like it. Thanks. My friends, it seems like signal is getting bad. It's already close to 7 p.m. I need to go have some mail to pick up. He's working until 7:30. So thank you very much for participating in this live stream. I already spent more than 2 hours with you, and thanks for those guys, especially for Semi-Tej Cookie and Adrian, who supported my live stream and the flight simulator that we're gonna fly on this Sunday. Yeah, thanks for watching, and follow the awesome gadget list. First, what you need to do is to like this video. After that, subscribe to my channel. Finally, ring the bell, whatever it means. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a great time.